Morning, everybody. We're usually coming to y'all in the morning time because we are getting out here and get started working, and we decided we want a video. So that's what's happening today. It is probably about 40 degrees this morning, which is not bad for this time of year. But we have a giant cold front blowing in the morning. We were supposed to work tomorrow. We normally don't work. Today's a Saturday. We normally don't work on Saturdays. But got a really big cold front blowing in tomorrow. 10 a.m. tomorrow. I think the wind's supposed to be blowing like 25 miles an hour out of the northwest. And so we decided to work today so we didn't have to work in that weather tomorrow. We've got a small batch to do for one of our wholesale customers, and then we've got another big batch to skin for a different wholesale customer. So we're gonna knock all those out and then just hopefully get everything kind of tidied up and tied up. And I think tomorrow night it's supposed to get down to like 19 degrees. So I need to make sure I cover all the faucets and everything and drain all the water out of the power washers. You don't want water inside of those when it freezes because it'll break stuff. And then this above ground water line right here, that was have you ever had a great idea but had a dumb idea inside that great idea? That was one of those for me. So it works great. It's in the place it needs to be. But there's a shut off down there about where that propane bottle is. It's underground. And so I can shut it off and shut the water off. It's right here. But what happens is when I do that, all that water just sits inside that pipe and then it freezes. And every year about this time, it freezes and then busts. And then when I come back out here to turn that valve on and turn it on, it usually busts right there at that little 90 right there and water shoots everywhere. So I should have put a shut off down there and a drain, like there's probably another faucet or some way to drain it down there so that all that water would run back out, and then it would truly be drained and shut off and there would be no way for it to bust. And then when it's cold like it's going to be tomorrow through the rest of the next week, I could not have to worry about fixing that pipe, which I'm going to have to do. So probably what I'm going to do, if it busts again, I'm going to go do what I just said. I'm going to do it right, and that way I don't have any more issues, hopefully. Skylar's feeling frisky this morning. She's chasing Gabby around. What are you doing? Get her, Gabby. Get her, Skylar. Get her. Get her. Get her. Go get her. Go get her. Go get her. Go get her. So we're gonna wake the boys up here shortly. Shannon and I are gonna get these heads started boiling. Probably start getting everything kind of organized and get some skinning done, and then we'll get them woke up and get them out here to help us so we can wrap this up and make it a quick day, hopefully. So, all right, enough rambling. I'm about to get started. little tech tip for y'all. If y'all were watching really, really close and y'all know this industry, y'all may have saw us put some stuff in buckets out there and y'all were thinking, what is that? So, as many skull mounts as we do for as many different wholesalers and processors. Did you just hit your head on that?
All the places. Why is this sitting right here?
Because I was trying to save room. What was I saying? Oh, all the work that we do for all these customers, it's unavoidable that we will lose teeth occasionally. We've lost a few noses before. That's really rare. But so what I put in that last pot out there was 4 deer that we had gotten in for shoulder mounts, and we had skinned them, skull capped them, caped them, all that stuff. And it's just the upper part of the head and it's skull capped. And what we do is we boil those down and we pull teeth out of them, we pull the noses out of them, any spare parts that you think you might need, just in case. Like I said, it happens. If things get lost, you know, when you're doing 30, 40, 50, 60 a week, you know, and you're out there working, and I don't, unless you had a perfect working environment, it's just unavoidable. So what we do is we get them off. I'll pull all those out of there and I'll just rip the teeth out that I can get out, the noses I can get out, all that kind of stuff. And then we have our spare little container here. That's all deer's parts, noses, teeth. And then that's miscellaneous stuff, pigs and rams and stuff like that. Early on, before we started doing shoulder mounts, when the boys would shoot a doe that we weren't going to do anything with, I would bring it home and boil it, pull the teeth out, stuff like that. So if you're just doing skulls and you're not doing shoulder mounts, I would recommend, and you're doing enough that you're worried about losing a few teeth, I would hit up a local taxidermist and do some trading with them. Just say, hey, I'll do a few Euro mounts for you, or I'll do, pay you whatever. If you'll just take the skull capped heads of deer, make me a pile of them, and then go pick them up and bring them back when you have a slow day and boil them out. Tech tip. What's next on the agenda?
Going back to bed. Is that what you think?
I'm tired.
Yeah. We gotta cape out those 2 deer.
Yeah.
They're spare. They're not actually shoulder mounts that we have. Our local processor that we work for is kind enough. He's given us a ton of spare capes this year.
Yeah.
And that's very generous because you're always looking as a taxidermist for spare capes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and they're still on the deer. We have to remove them. These are both actually for Euro mounts, but I might assume, like, how did it end up with a cape on it if it's for a Euro mount?
He brought it in whole.
Yeah.
And our guy knew that was a good cape, so he just caped it all the way out for us.
Yeah. Yeah, or they said, hey, I'm not sure what I want to do. I may want to do a shoulder mount. Can you cape it? And then they change their mind. But
that's very rare that happens. So I think really what happens is they leave it, they have it whole, the customer does, and our guy is like, that's a really good cape.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten every one of his capes that he sent us has been like.
Yeah. So. That one over there looks like it's. I don't know if I trust that one, but it's got a trash bag on it, so I'll open it up and see. But yeah, it's very generous of him, and we've had a handful of deer dropped off for shoulder mounts that have questionable capes. We communicate that to the customer, but so if we go ahead and all of them that are close, we send them to the tannery, and when they come back, if they are for sure unusable, then we can hopefully find a spare that we have that matches it. We could also use those capes to trade with other taxidermists in the future. Like if we have a taxidermist that would do some birds for us, and we're like, hey, we got some capes we can trade. I mean, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of, in this industry, there's a lot more than you think trading going on. People doing, one of our wholesale customers that we're doing this year, that we picked up this year, we have not exchanged $1 with him. We're doing his Euros, he's doing our capes, he's giving us some parts and some forms and some replacement noses and eyes, and then we're doing his Euros, and we've done Euros for him since the summer. So just a lot of trading going on, which is a good thing. So, and at the end it'll all come out in the wash. So all right, wake up, go get us some tacos. I'm gonna start caping that deer over there.
I just just don't think I want to work today. I don't know why. I think it's the weather. But Sunday's coming.
I already talked about.
I mean that in two ways. I mean Sundays are coming, but also like Sunday tomorrow we are having a major cold front come through. Yeah. No precipitation, just like our high tomorrow is supposed to be 39, I think.
Something like that. The low's 19 coming up.
That's offensive. No, I guess the high is going to be higher tomorrow because the cold front coming through. Monday it's supposed to be like 39. Yeah. But either way, this will be the first Sunday since October that we are not working. And I don't care what he tells me I have to do. I'm not working tomorrow. He said we have chores to do inside. But I think I'm going on strike tomorrow because my idea of tomorrow is we're making gumbo. I am sitting under my heated blanket that I bought yesterday in my pajamas. I'm not doing nothing. Fight me.
She bought all kinds of stuff to bake with.
Yes.
In addition to the
sourdough
gumbo.
bread. I'm going to do regular bread. I found a recipe that you can make a loaf of bread that looks like sourdough, but it's yeast.
Yeah.
But then I forgot I may not have yeast.
It's kind of counterfeit. That's kind of...
it is counterfeit.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just want a loaf of bread and you don't have a day and a half of sourdough in you.
All right, y'all. Enough talking. We got to get to work. Hopefully, that cold weather tomorrow night will kill all these stinking flies in here. We still have flies hanging on. They're everywhere. I see one right there.
It is not fun to work in Rosemont. I don't know why on earth we have flies.
Yeah, and what's crazy is they hide up in all this spray foam that I put in, and then once it gets warm, you know, if it gets up in the upper 60s, 70s, they just come out of the woodwork everywhere, swarming you, buzzing in your ear. So it won't be sad to see them go.
I just don't want to leave an injunction.
So I don't know on the last video where we left off at, but I wanted to show you all this. I know we showed a lot of the process, but I don't remember exactly where we're at. So if we already showed this to you, then you get to see it again. Shanna's essentially in love with the deer, but it's. I think we showed pretty much about where you're at now.
You went inside. I had not pinned it yet.
Yeah.
That's not called pin. Tacking it, I guess. Carding the ears. I hadn't done any of that yet. So.
He looks like, what's that? There was a movie like in the late 80s or 90s where the guy had all those nails in his face.
It's not Edward Scissorhands, but what's it?
No, it was like a horror movie or like a scary movie. Anyway, so she's got him. She's done with the majority of it except for just like the finished work. Like she'll do a little bit of epoxy stuff around the eyes and paint it, and that's about it. But all this stuff is holding everything in place so that when it dries, nothing moves. Like you don't want the ears to come apart. You don't want these seams to expand out. I think we talked about it in another video, but all in all, I think he looks really good. We'll try to show y'all when she starts painting him what that's like.
You need to see before when he was on the form I did at taxidermy school.
Yeah. At the time, it was really good, but this blows it out of the water. So, but I was telling y'all that like cold front coming in, what we're going to have to do is take this in the house because it's supposed to get down to 19 at night tonight or tomorrow night, and then down in the 20s throughout the week. And we want it to keep drying and not, you know, if it freezes, obviously it's going to stop drying. So we're going to hang it up in the house. And eventually we're looking at getting a mini split to go in here this summer, and then we're going to have to get some kind of better heating system out here to, you know, for the winter time so we can keep things warm. Probably do like one of those Mr. Heaters.
Yeah, we have the problem is it being in an opposite building, like we don't want to leave like any type of propane heaters or any electrical going when we're not out here. So, and we've had an abnormally warm winter, so that has been in our favor. But now going into next year, there's not likely we're going to have the unseasonably warm temperatures. Yeah. So things are going to have to stay out here. We can't bring every single mount into the house.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're going to figure something out. I was going to show y'all this. Shannon and I were talking about the other day. If you look at this deer, I just thought about it. If you look at the deer, it looks like Like this burr right here is farther over that way above that eye, and that one is farther over that way. So it looks like if you didn't know any better, it looks like she set the horns that over like that. But I have many pictures of this deer when it was shot, and we went back and looked at the pictures, and we know that we lined it up because there's a little seam in the bone right here in the middle of all skulls. And so we lined it up dead center with the middle of the nose. So we knew that we'd line it up. But that deer, when it was alive, it looked just like that. This horn is farther back that way, like leaning back that way, and goes out like that. And then this horn, or antler, it's setting up more this direction and going more straight up. And that's just how he is. Like, it's just, like I said, we looked at the pictures and it's identical to how it was. So... all right, we got some deer heads to skin.
I'm stalling.
Shannon went and got us tacos. We ate. I got a jump start on everything. Boys she woke the boys up, so they're gonna get out here. We're about to start cranking. Alexa, pause. I want to get demonetized. We barely make any on YouTube as is. We don't need any help. This is a deadhead we talked about in a couple videos. Shanna's using some stain and getting them touched up. think that's provincial.
That's a customer's request.
Yeah, I said that this morning.
We don't
Yeah.
usually do this unless requested.
Yeah, we don't ever mess with anything like that unless they want us to. But on a deadhead, especially one that's been out sitting for a while, it's better to do it that way. So we're finished up outside, and I spent a lot of time prepping everything for this cold snap we're gonna have. Put the power washers away, drained all the water out of them, out of the hoses, out of the handles, out of the water hose, all that kind of stuff. I was telling y'all this morning, I need to shut this water off here and try to drain that out of there as best I can. But yeah, I got a couple plaques in here to mount. I'm about to do. Shannon's working on this. Had a customer call. I was going to drop a pig off here in a little bit for Euro mount, which that's the time of year that kind of starts happening. This time of year where we start, this is the last weekend of regular deer season. We'll probably get some deer in. Had a buddy text me this morning, a deer his daughter shot that he's going to bring by. But start transitioning into pigs and exotics and that kind of stuff. It seems like guys they don't have their fill when hunting season's over, so they'll shoot stuff like that for a few months after hunting season.
Well,
So.
I mean, I want that.
No. Even one of the processors we work for staying open. They used to close right at the end of deer season, but now they're staying open through April just for exotics and pigs and stuff, which I think is a smart move. You don't look.
I look like I just got done cleaning the chicken coop. I had a dust mask on me. They're going to be sleeping on what we consider like a pillow top mattress.
Yeah.
Because there's about 12 inches of hay in there right now, straw. But it's fine. They'll pack it down.
So we got that done for the cold front. I wrapped all the pipes, shut off everything, put away all this. I got the trash cans turned in the direction where the wind's gonna be blowing from that way, so it doesn't blow all of our crap everywhere.
These our northern friends are like,
Yeah.
But again, Texas is not made for this weather.
Reed's shooting his new bow. Y'all saw that on a recent video. All right, I'm calling it.
I wish we'd called it a long time ago.
I got a couple more plaques mounted. Let me show y'all this head that I don't know if I showed y'all. Shannon got it finished up. Let's see here. That looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
That stain just recolored those antlers perfect. Babe, we need to call these two people. I'll put them on plaques.
How about you?
How about we call them tomorrow?
How about, I'm not working tomorrow. We talked about this. This is my Sunday of rest.
All right, we'll call them sometime this week then. I don't want to call them right now. I'm tired
No,
too.
because what if they want to come out tomorrow and I'll interrupt my day?
So I'm saying we'll call them later.
Yeah.
All
Tomorrow.
right, yeah.
Next week.
Sometime later.
Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe not. Who knows?
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all. Y'all stay bundled up for this cold front. The cold front will be long gone by the time y'all see this video. But y'all hope y'all stay warm. Tell them bye.
Bye.